Hey, what's up everyone, Journeyman here and welcome back to the Puritans. Today of course is episode 8. So today's episode we take on St. Neots and then Slough. Two games at home, and these may be the last games we show on camera for the rest of the season. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. So a couple of results since last time you joined us. It was the Chesham game, we won 2-1. And but since then, unfortunately, it's been a bit of a downturn. We lost 3-0 against St. Ives was the 1-0 win, sorry. And then Chesham beat 2-1. Bishop's Stortford lost 3-0. Merthyr Tydford 2-0. Beat Frome 1-0. And then most recently, we lost to Farnborough away from home 4-0. So things really haven't got much better for me. I actually added a couple of players to the squad to try and strengthen the team. First was Danny Clifton. Pretty talented striker, yet to find the back of the net for me though. Not really showing as much promise as I would have liked. Then we have Luke Delaney, who is a midfielder. Can play centre midfield and right midfield. Excuse me, sorry, something caught my throat. Basically, centre midfield, right midfield. He's a very solid player. Bought him in. He's only played one game so far, average of 6.6. So just add a bit more depth in midfield. And of course, then we had the youth intake. If you haven't checked out that video, please do. I'll probably put up the same day as this, or maybe the day before. I don't know, but it's up there anyway. But we have a number of talented players in our youth team now to try and work and develop. And I'll try and do that as a separate kind of series for the channel. Kind of like a youth development in this. But anyway, a couple of promising players here that aren't going to get the cut this season. People like Zach Quirk, Nikolai Clifford. But a couple of players I did actually bring into the first team to good look at was Russell Broadbrook. I'm very excited about. Very talented left midfielder. And then Marcus Johnson, who is a striker, defensive forward. But I don't know, I really like the guy. I think he could turn into a really nice false nine, which is what I'm actually going to be training him in. Now, if you look at our tactics, you see I made a quick adjustment here at false nine. I've also added some more team instructions. We're playing slightly higher line. We're playing in the. We're going to try an offside trap. Now, this is the first time I've actually done it in quite some time in Football Manager, so I'm not quite sure how badly this is going to go. It could go terribly for me. Shorter passing and lower crosses, just because the strikers I have aren't really naturally big guys in the box, and you don't want to launch balls in the box willy-nilly, as it were. Obviously, Ricky Johnson was playing. That's one thing, but Ricky Johnson, honestly, he's slumped off since his injury, and he's a borderline striker, first team striker at best, despite scoring 5 goals this season. Alright, so going into this game, we're up against St. Neots, as I mentioned. They sit 8th in the table, we currently sit 14th, and things, honestly, we're not going to go down, we're not going to go up, so it's kind of at this point, as I'm trying to shape the squad for next season, I want to have an idea on what players we want to keep, what players I can let go, just to restructure the squad from top to bottom and have a set plan in mind. Because going into this year, obviously a lot of it was squad building and just trying to get through the season. Essentially, I didn't really expect to get promoted, so this is more about trying to consolidate an idea, a philosophy, a unit, an ID, I guess, for the team itself. But anyway, going into today's game, this is how we're going to line up. So Bibbo, I'm going to have on sweeper keeper because we're playing that higher defensive line using an offside trap. Hopefully he'll come off his line quick enough to deal with any problems. Horton's going to be at right back, centre halves. We're going to roll with Lewis Probert and Josh Williams. At left back then, Tom James has essentially lost his place now. He's not going to get back into that first team again. Nuno Felix comes in. He'll debut. He'll keep his spot for the rest of the season. On the right wing, we're going to go with Luke Delaney today. Born in midfielders through the middle. I actually got some injuries there, so I might have to move Delaney a bit more central, and I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Brandon Joseph Bowdy on the right wing as an inside winger, inverted winger. Born in midfielders there, and we'll do Amofi, the playmaker. We'll run with Eglinton. The border midfielder next to him will be Delaney, and then on the left flank we'll do Tom Winters. We'll put Broadbrook on the bench today, give him a bit of a run out if you get the chance. And then up top we're actually have Jimmy Rose as the false 9. It's tempted to put Danny Clifton though, but put Jimmy Rose in there. As you can see, he's not gifted in that role at all, but that's okay. We'll make it work. I really want to get a false line involved, just drop him a little bit deeper into the midfield, get him more involved with all these playmakers in here. So that's basically the aim. We'll see how well that works for me, but that's the plan. That's the plan. So we'll see what happens. All right. So obviously McGee in goal. Then we'll do, I don't know, Giebi, Wardy James on the bench for a bit of fullback depth. Then Desane, then Broadbrook, as I mentioned, George Nash, and then I guess Danny Clifton will be in there. Marcus Johnson will get a place on the bench today. All right, so here we go, up against St. Neots at home. Honestly, if we get a positive result like a draw, I really wouldn't mind that too much. Again, it's just about finding some form, finding some I don't know, just finding something out of the season, because right now it's kind of faltering. But here's Rose to Horton, first chance game. There's Delaney, and what a strike from Luke Delaney, getting a fantastic finish there from the new right winger. Well worked goal too. Rose came short for the ball. He linked up with the midfield there. Connor Horton getting forward. And that's a great strike from Delaney as it flew past the goalkeeper. 1-0. Here's a chance in a set piece. Egginson whips it in. There's Naeem for St. Neots to Jones. Jones finds Nicholas, who finds the back of the net, and it's 1-1. Washi squeezed it in the near post there from Bibbo. Bibbo probably should have done a bit better there. I will be looking for, of course, for another goalkeeper next season. Bibbo has been solid and he'll be a good backup for me, but I think going forward, we need a much better goalkeeper than him. Corner kick. Hyam's going to whip it in. Nicholas with a flick on at the near post, and it's gone in off the post. Despite having someone there, it somehow snuck in at the far post. Connor Horton, not quite sure what you're doing there. Have you on the post for a reason, and he didn't even bother to move. That's extremely disappointing that Connor didn't even bother to jump. That's just the summary of how things are going for me right now. Alright, highlight just before halftime here. Looks like they're going to say Neots. Hits it long. Felix, terrible mistake from Felix. Clark has been going. Good save there from Bibbo. Bibbo got Felix out of jail there. Terrible defensive error from Nuno Felix. Alright, so halftime, the whistle has gone, and it's 2-1, honestly, and cheap goals we gave away, very cheap goals. Disappointed about that. I'm going to bring off Egginson. I'm going to bring on Desane as a deep line playmaker. Egginson, I've just not been impressed with him at all, and he's not playing very well today. Yeah, we'll keep things as they are for now. I want to try and get the guys acclimatized to this tactic. I don't want to make too many changes. I feel like that's part of the problem right now. I'm tweaking things too much to try and find a winning formula rather than letting the boys kind of figure it out for themselves. Alright, here's Delaney. Got the opening goal of the game. Feels like a long time ago though. Here's Clark now through on goal. Good save there from Bibbo at the near post. Expected to make that save, but nevertheless he did his job. See if we can defend this corner though. Whips it in. Winters with a clearance. There's Turl at the edge of the area to Naeem. Pressure's not done yet. And that's an easy catch for Bibbo there, not a problem. Alright, 65 minutes of Clark. We'll go ahead and give Broadbrook his first game in a Banbury jersey. And then we'll also bring off Jimmy Rose and bring on Clifton too, just to try and freshen some things up top. We need a goal down, so 25 minutes to go in this game. If we push, we might be able to get something out of it. So with that in mind, let's go to attack in. And let's go to structured. Yeah, so attacking structured, that'll do. I'm also making a tweak in the middle of the park too. I'm going to have both Mofi and Delaney start to push forward a bit more as central midfielders rather than ball winners. Here's a corner kick. Delaney whips it in, and there's a penalty. Probert's brought down in the box. Who's going to step up to take this? It looks like Danny Clifton is going to step up. Let's see what happens here. Oh, Desane is going to step up. And straight down the middle, get in there. 2-2, we're back in this game. Alright, so with that in mind, let's switch back to standard. Let's leave it on structured for now. And I'm also going to keep the guys on central midfield attack. Alright, go kick. Ball's hit long. And Mofi does well to win the ball in the middle of the park. Gives the ball away. Desane sweeps it up nicely though. There's Clifton on the edge there. It's a Broadbrook. He lives off to Delaney, who's tackled too easy. And Probert, he's made a terrible error there. Jones is now through in goal, and he blasted over the bar. A couple of defensive errors at the back today. You expect it at this level, but not to the extremity that we've witnessed today. Alright, ball set long here. Jackson to Joseph Bowdy. He's been very quiet today. Disappointing display from him. There's Felix, back to Bibbo, and that should be it. I think the referee's about to blow full time. Yep, there it is. Yeah, good game, honestly, 2-2. And I'm happy to get a draw out of it at the very least, because at least that stops the rot, and hopefully it gives a little momentum going into the Slough game. Alright, so we got some pretty exciting news in the middle of the week. We signed a player called Jonathan Wafula. Jonathan Wafula, we'll go with that. Talented player, really good player, and I got him a pretty reasonable deal too, £180 a week with a value of £10,000. He's probably the most valuable player in the entire squad. I brought him in because he ticks a lot of boxes for me as far as what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for a false line striker right now, and let me see, I'll show you what he is good at. There we go. So, yep, he ticks a lot of boxes. He's in that kind of like late 8s, 9s, 7s marks, and he has the potential to be really good player for us. And I don't know, just a really good signing for us. He can also play right midfield as well, perhaps as that inverted winger as well. Just a very good player to have on board, and honestly I think he's going to be the key to try and fire us back into contention, because Jimmy Rose has gone ice cold. Alright, we signed another player just for the Slough game as well. We find himself a goalkeeper. This guy is better than Bibbo, and he's got a bit of potential to be a much better player in the near future too. He's a bit more of a classic goalkeeper. He used to play for Southend back in the day as a youth prospect, but my scouts highly recommended him. I like the look of him. He has a pretty good ability for this level. So yeah, that's really about it. Just a very solid goalkeeper. Finally got one in. Alright, so that in mind, going to make some changes to the team. Obviously, McCree comes straight into the first team. I'm also going to make some changes at the back just because of poor performances. Lewis Probo was very average indeed. So Smith will come in as a natural replacement for him, who's not been that much better, to be honest with you. And then Felix, a left back. I'm actually going to... I really shouldn't, but I'm going to put Tom James back into the side. I feel a little dirty for doing it, but yeah, I'm going to give him another shot. Also, midfield, instead of Joseph, I'm actually going to have Wafula play on the inverted winger role on the right. Not really a natural role for him, but I'm hoping he can do a good job today. Finchy is also back and fit and ready to go again, as is... where is he? As is Kieran Wiltshire. He is able to play today. So what I might do here is Delaney played really well in the last game, very impressive, middle of the park, so I'm actually going to keep him in there. Wiltshire is going to settle for a place on the bench. He was the first to come on. Likelihood I might actually, on second thought, as you can tell, I really think this through. I'm going to put Wafula up top, and then I'm going to move Delaney to the right as an inverted winger, and then Wiltshire is going to start ahead of Jimmy Rose. So, honestly, I like the look of that. I might do Shabazz Amofi because he got a bit more an advanced role in the last game to support the striker, and it worked out pretty good. They got to help us get our equalizer that way, so we'll do that. All right, this looks good. We'll go with this team. All right, so we got James, William, Smith, Horton at the back, Winters, Wiltshire, Finch, and Mofi, Delaney through the midfield. Wafula, of course, making his debut, lead in the line. All right, so here we go. Slough currently sit 5th in the table, challenging for the playoffs, which I'm hoping will be next season. Here's Connor Horton, though, of an early chance. Throws the ball into Finch. Finch back to Horton. To Wiltshire again. Wiltshire finds Connor Horton to Amofi. Amofi to Wiltshire. Good patient build-up play here. Keeping the ball, which is awesome, because we aren't very good at that, are we? Whereas, don't know where James is going there, but he's found Smith, so I can't be too disappointed. That's a great ball forward. Delaney's now through on goal. Pulls it back, looking for Wafula, but he couldn't find him. Attack is still on, though. Here's Amofi back to Delaney. Cross the ball in. Poor punch for the keeper. There's Winters in the box, and he brought down. It is a penalty kick. Now, who's going to take this? It looks like Wafulu's going to step up on his debut to try and get a debut goal. Will Jonathan Wafula be a hero? He will not. Good save there from the keeper, but it looks like it was straight down the middle. Bastard. All right, here's Wells now to Knowles. To Dunn in the box. Good tackle there from Connor. Here's Kieran Wiltshire leading the attack now. Wafula's going to hold the ball up. Find James on the left. Wiltshire back to Tom Winters. That's a great ball. Wafula's through on goal. Oh, what a save from the keeper. But so far, Jonathan Wafula looks pretty dangerous, and I'm pretty happy about that. He's looking like he's good. I mean, that was a great pass out wide, and good first touch there to get through on goal. Too bad he couldn't finish it, though. All right, thrown in deep into the Slough half. Ball sit long. That's too easy, though. Kelly's now through on goal. Pulls it back. Falls the bar at the edge of the area. There's Dunn. He's got a 3 shots, and it goes in. Oh, I hate to say it, but I think McCree should have saved that one. Take another look at the replay, see what happened again. But it looked like a weak effort, be honest with you, from the edge of the area. Yeah, it wasn't a strong effort, and McCree just dived over it like a freaking donkey. Alright, so the two debutants have another good game so far. Wafula missing that penalty and McCree diving over the ball. It's not been a good start for those two. But here's Wiltshire to Mofi. Let's see if we can get back on level terms before halftime. Come on, boys. As Delaney whips the ball in. There's Wafula! Gets in there. Jonathan Wafula. Got to think of a song for him now. But that was a great poacher finish there. Delaney did really well as well, the new signing. Got down the outside, put the ball in, and a really, really good finish there from Wafula. Alright, here's Slough again, looking to stage another attack from the back. Knowles, good tackle there from Connor Horton. A really good game so far today. He's won some key challenges in the box and delivered some pretty nice solid balls forward too for the attacking unit. Here's Caswell, hits it long. That's an easy flick on. Knowles is through on goal and he blasts it over the bar. Alright, here's James now the throw-in. Finds Finch. Finch to James. Hits it long. Can't find him. Murphy wants one in the back though. There's Wafula who's going to battle up top, but he's out-muscled in the end. Here's Dunn to Wells. Hits it long. McCree should come out and grab that. Not a problem. Alright, let's see how his distribution is. Let's see if we can find anyone in red and yellow. He hits it long. Murphy flicks it onto Delaney. Poor touch though. Wells gets in there. Hits it back to McCree. Alright, so long highlight. And we usually know that means it's going to be a goal to someone, or at least a really good clear-cut chance. And here it is. Knowles is through on goal, and it's 2-1. Back to front football. Really basic stuff. Score yard defending. And it's 2-1 to Slough just before halftime. Not ideal. It just was a lump forward and nobody tracked the one Knowles. And it was a good finish in the end, to be fair. McCree couldn't do much about it. But disappointing to go on in the half, 2-1 down. Alright, we'll get this second half rolling here. Not going to make any changes to this side. I actually thought we played pretty well, despite being 2-1 down. Overall, though, we do look a bit more dangerous going forward, which is promising. Alright, so here's Caswell now. Hits it long. Delaney gives the ball away, looking for a Mophie. Wells looking for... I don't know who that was. Kelly, I think it is, for Slough. But James did well to deal with it. That's a rare thing to say. He's had a pretty poor season. Here's Kieran Wiltshire now. A fantastic ball. Delaney's through on goal. Oh, you just had to square it there. Wafula was on with a pretty much an open net if you just laid it square. Alright, another highlight here. Let's see what happens here before we make any changes. I'm thinking about making maybe a change in personnel. Here's Caswell. Hits it long. Horton deals with it though. There's Delaney to Wiltshire. To Winters again. He's been quiet today. Wafula now. That's a good ball forward. Murphy's through on goal. Gets in there. Shabaza Murphy gets himself on the score sheet. That's his first ever goal for the Puritans. Good build-up play too. And that's an assist now for Jonathan Wafula, who's got himself a goal and an assist on his debut. Couldn't ask for more. And we're back on level terms. Alright, a highlight straight from the kickoff. As we know, we're most dangerous from the... Oh, there is Wiltshire through on goal. Oh, Wiltshire, just a bit more confidence, son. Oh, glorious opportunity for Wiltshire to put us ahead. Alright, here's our at the edge of the area. Ooh, who was picking him up? Alright, we'll make a change in there. Winters has been pretty poor. Let's bring on Broadbrook. I want to get him plenty of playing time. That'll help his development. Other changes could bring on... Oh, Desagn's on there. Why is he on the bench? I messed that one up, didn't I? Alright, so, yeah, whatever. Okay, so, let's do this then, shall we? We'll do Delaney through the middle. Wiltshire will bring on George Nash instead. Delaney, not quite sure what you pressed that here. Central midfielder. Yeah, we'll mimic it. We'll do a Murphy and Delaney pushing forward on attack. Let's see how that looks. I would say it's a bit of a calculated gamble too, having two attacking midfielders, but I'm sure Finch can do a good job sweeping up the midfield for them. Here's Barr to Savage. Good tackle there from Smudge. Here's Wafula now. He's had a heck of a first game and debut. Very pleased with that sign. I'm very excited to see how he's going to develop. There's James to Broadbrook to Delaney. That's a good ball. Nash is now through on goal. George Nash! Oh, I would have put my house on. I would have bet my house on him scoring there. He's got himself 7 so far this season. Should have been 8. Because a corner kick though. Delaney at the edge of the area. To Murphy in the box. Side netting. Starting to knock on the door, which is promising. Alright, so 5 minutes to go, and Smith has picked up a knock at the back. We have Jeremiah Yaby in there, so we'll just bring him on. Easy swap. Alright, so 5 minutes added on time. Let's see if we can snatch a late winner here. There's a Murphy. It's a Nash. Nash to Connor Horton. It's a Finch. To Delaney again. Oh, that's almost sneaked it through. And Williams now through on goal for Slough. Oh, thought he was going to break our hearts. But he put it wide for the onrushing McCree. Alright, we're past extra time here, and the referee's just below full-time whistle. There it is. And it's 2-2. So, 2 draws in this episode. pretty pleasing, actually. This is much more promising. We're playing much better football. So I'm happy with the little tactical changes that we've made. And I'm very happy with some of the signings. We'll have to see how... McCree does. He's on a non-contract deal, by the way, so he's getting paid practically nothing to be here. So it's kind of a win-win situation. So if it doesn't work out, that's okay. We'll let him go. People should have been on the bench, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, what do you guys think of the new signings? Obviously, lots and lots of new players. There are tons of players in the squad. I wanted to try and feel out the entire squad, top to bottom. So I'm going to see a lot of rotation in the upcoming games. With that in mind, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. What I might do, however, is I might just play through the rest of the season, because if you look at the league table, we're not going to be able to catch Bishop Stortford in the playoffs, and we're very unlikely to get dragged into a relegation fight. Obviously, if a situation occurred where we're going to be put into a playoff contention or relegation battle, I'll bring you guys back for an episode to try and keep you guys up to date. But I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the end of the season. We'll do a quick season review, maybe do the last game, and then we'll talk about the next season as manager of the Puritans, providing, of course, they offer me a new deal, because he yet to offer me a new deal for next season. So fingers crossed, because I am enjoying the series and I'm enjoying the save so far. Hope you guys are too. If you are, remember to hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, please hit subscribe to notifications on. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next part. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.